Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then he starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, man.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has great eyes. You know, great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements.
Joe Rogan is stunned by Shakur Stevenson's ripped physique ahead of his fight with Teofimo Lopez. He praises Shakur's elite defensive skills and unique fighting style, calling them special. Rogan points out that Stevenson's incredible conditioning boosts both his movement and power, making him one of the most complete athletes in boxing today.
Since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His defense was incredible.
Yeah, defense, and he stayed, and that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy. I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the
He
pocket
also
because
said
people
he's
were
not gonna
calling him a
fight that
runner
way
before.
anymore.
He's not a runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket.
Right.
Then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean, he's a silver medalist, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's elite. He's elite.
Yeah.
And just one of the best. Like, it's as far.
Shakur Stevenson's training camp shows complete focus and discipline as he prepares for his upcoming bout. Every session is designed to sharpen his defense, speed, and overall technique. His coaches stress accuracy, conditioning, and smart strategy, building not only his physical form but also his mental strength, which makes him a dangerous and highly professional fighter. Bradley analyzes the fight by highlighting the contrast between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson. Lopez depends on explosive, twitchy movements to create sudden power, often pausing briefly before launching attacks. Stevenson, however, controls distance with elite footwork and positioning, limiting his opponent's options. Bradley believes footwork will be key, as Stevenson can disrupt Lopez's explosiveness by staying balanced and anticipating shots, making this a classic battle of defense versus raw power.
Shots. You know, footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw with the amount of power that he has, you know, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. You know, fast, you know, twitchy type muscles, you know, fibers. You know, he's extremely fast. You know, some may say that, you know, his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones' type of, you know, movements. How quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's like he's a master at literally, you know, getting in his position, right? In the position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, you know, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. You know, if you can keep your opponent off balance. For instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back.
Ryan Garcia confidently believes Shakur Stevenson will win his upcoming fight. Credits Stevenson's speed, defense, and ring IQ as major advantages. Garcia says Shakur's calm mindset and ability to adjust under pressure make him a difficult opponent, even for Teofimo Lopez. According to him, if Stevenson sticks to his strategy, he has everything needed to secure victory.
We need some real boxing guys in this thing. Yo, who you got, Shakur or Teo?
I got Shakur Stevenson beat him.
You got Shakur? You don't think Teo's gonna win?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Damn, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I got
crazy.
Teo too, bro.
You guys got Teo? How much you guys want to bet, bro?
Yeah, I got Teo.
How much you guys want to bet? Anytime.
Bet, bro. I don't got money compared to you.
Nah, I'll bet. Hey, I'll bet in your tax bracket, bro.
100. Let's do 100.
I'll bet 100, bro. Let's do.
Shakur Stevenson is facing criticism ahead of his fight with Teofimo Lopez, with some questioning his strategy and level of competition. Critics argue his resume lacks depth compared to fighters like Gervonta Tank Davis, who has proven power against elite opponents. While Stevenson's defense and distance control are praised, some worry he may focus too much on avoiding exchanges. Against Lopez's speed and power, this approach could turn the fight into a test of timing and endurance, making the outcome uncertain but highly intriguing.
Shakur Stevenson, his resume is not really that deep if we're really being fair. And I would challenge y'all to compare it to Gervonta Tank Davis's resume and then really look at who they were, look at Tank's frame, look at Shakur's frame, and tell me what looks to be more special. But here you got Shakur being hoisted up and praised nonstop, but then a lot of the same analysts, when they talk about Tank, they're like, oh man, Tank's disappointing and Tank needs to fight someone and his resume is not that good. Who on Shakur's resume is just this world beater? People always talk about, oh, Tank don't have Hall of Famers and don't have good fighters. Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fight. He has one of the best left hooks in the game. He was undefeated. Undefeated fighters could be stubborn, and he's definitely bigger than Tank. Even Shakur, he would probably be bigger than Shakur, but it would at least be closer. So for me, it is more impressive seeing the smaller guy like Tank produce that type of punch and power and being there with the giants and guys like Frank Martin. To me, I would rather have seen Shakur, Frank Martin, like they were supposed to fight, but it fell apart over money, than the fight with Zepeda. Especially, like I said, Zepeda coming off 2 performances where he arguably lost both, if not one of them, and was exposed and dropped in the fight. You know, Teofimo, I think that's a good name for Shakur Stevenson, but the fight hasn't happened yet. So we have to see what it is. But all this talk about Zepeda being, who was that good? Robinson Conceição really should have lost to O'Shaquie Foster. They rematched and then he did lose. He's cool, and he lost to Val.
Shakur Stevenson says his motivation comes from constantly pushing his limits. He avoids easy fights and seeks opponents who challenge him mentally and physically. Each bout helps him refine his skills, adapt to new styles, and improve under pressure. For Stevenson, success isn't just about winning, it's about growth. This mindset keeps him disciplined, evolving, and driven to become a more complete fighter with every match.
But bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth, and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is he like a baby Roy. He doing things hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you, but it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's going to have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to wear me down so much.
Right.
So Now I gotta play chess. I gotta do what I do best. Play chess.
Keep that fight in the middle of the ring, use his counter ability. But if Teo's speed is a problem, I think Shakur is gonna run into a lot of problems. But if Shakur is the faster fighter with the good reflexes to counter, he'll be fine, I think. But, you know, Teo says a lot of crazy things that, you know, a lot of us don't agree with. But at the end of the day, the dude can fight. His last performance, he showed him that there's levels to this, right? Lopez is on a whole different, I'll say, category when it comes to boxing that Shakur is at. I think this is a great fight. I'm gonna go ahead and give my prediction. If these two fight, it's gonna be kind of like a Floyd versus Zab Judah-ish, or I'm gonna say Zab Judah. I know Zab Judah is a different fighter than Lopez, but I think what's gonna happen is gonna become a chess match. Who can counter who? Lopez, I think, will get hit early and start respecting Shakur's power. I think Shakur will keep everything to the middle of the ring and be able to adjust with his movements, his counter ability, and his defense. Like, he's able to make those adjustments that are very similar to Floyd. So I'm gonna go with Shakur on this one, but you cannot sleep on Lopez because he comes to fight. The fight that he shocked me was against Lomachenko. He came ready for war, and I think Shakur, he's starting to, you know, get fights that are kind of setting him up for these mega fights, and he'll be prepared for that. I don't see Shakur beating Tank. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Tank, speed, and ability to get inside, I think, is gonna give Shakur a lot of problems. But if Shakur could keep things in the middle of the ring, he should be fine. It's all gonna be up to what Shakur, how he wants to fight it. I wouldn't have him going on ropes again, and I don't blame him for moving more in his next few fights, because that last fight, he didn't move too much and gave us, we just wanted to see him fight, right?